Hello everybody, Toastbomb here. Today we're going to be talking about rankings in Halo 4, but first I have to tell you this is not my video, this is someone else's video, so if you like what you're seeing on the screen and you find that interesting, you want to check out their videos, please do so, because without their video, this video would not be possible, and I will have a link in the description to the original source video of the gameplay if you want to check that out. But without further ado, let's get right into the video. So, a few weeks ago, Frankie mentioned that they will be discussing what they're doing with the ranking system. I'm not talking about the regular progression system where you get gain levels, unlock extra weapons and stuff like that. I'm talking about true skill style ranking. He said they will release information about that in October. Well, it's September 30th and October starts tomorrow, so we could get that information even as soon as tomorrow. Now, I'm really concerned about what they're doing with it because that's a really key factor to me in Halo. It's what kept me playing, not necessarily the rank itself, the true skill rank itself, like, oh, I really want to get my 50 and look really awesome on my service tag or whatever. That's not really what I cared about. The main thing I cared about was getting a good quality match against players that were very close to my skill. Because that's what I find fun and entertaining in the Halo games, is having those really close nail-biter matches. Everyone's communicating because we're all on the same level and it's just a blast. Well, in Reach, they kind of had the arena, but it didn't really suck me in, and the other problem that I had with it is it doesn't feel like you're working towards something concrete. So, you can get that Onyx ranking, but then in a little while, in a few weeks, you're just going to lose it once the new season comes around. And then also the problem I had with it is that I'm an MLG guy at the core, so I couldn't do the arena in MLG because MLG wasn't in the arena. So I had to play basically just MLG game type social matches where a team of random fours could get matched up with a full party of four. And it wouldn't even at that point matter what skill the players were, because communication is such a key factor that I could be way better than that other team, but because they have chemistry, communication, they would win every time. And that whole experience just not only wasn't fun for me, because I was just pretty much getting stomped when I would go in by myself in MLG, but also for the parties of four, it's not that fun either just stomping people, because they can go into any other social playlist and do that. The reason you go into MLG is to have this highly competitive experience, which you just couldn't get. Also, it doesn't actually make you get any better because you're playing with people that are terrible or just not playing as well because they don't have the communication that they would have if they had a full party. So it didn't allow for improvement of skill or just allow for a fun experience in general. Now, I've heard people discussing, and I've even discussed in previous videos, about what angles they could go at with these different types of ranking systems. Obviously, we have the previous Halo 2 and Halo 3 1 through 50 ranking system, which worked very, very well at matching you up with people your skill, as long as you're in the higher skill rankings and you weren't in the lower ones where people were just remaking accounts to stomp low-level people. So there were some flaws in that system, but at least you felt like you were working towards something more concrete than a rank that's just going to get erased after a couple of weeks. But that same system of actually erasing the ranks actually helped the arena in some ways. There wasn't, it wasn't necessary for you to go remake accounts and sell accounts also, because your ranking was just going to get erased, and if you're not good enough, if you bought an account with an Onyx ranking and you're only good enough to be in a bronze level, well, you're not going to be able to get back up to that Onyx ranking, so you're not going to be able to keep your rank, so there's no reason to buy or sell accounts. Now, I know 343 really just doesn't like the whole idea of smurfing accounts because it just gives players a bad experience when there's someone way higher level than them, when they're in a ranking system that's supposed to give them people their level, but someone jerk created a new account and now they're getting matched up with somebody who's way out of their rank and they're just getting stomped. They really don't like that. So it kind of came up with this idea of invisible rankings. What if none of that stuff was even surfaced? So there was no reason to boost accounts and then sell them and boost accounts and sell them. There'd be no reason for doing that other than just your pleasure of getting lots of kills. Now, doing that, where you just wouldn't even surface that true skill information would help some of that, but I feel like that could also lead to some problems with longevity and people wanting to continue playing the game. Because one of the things with the true skill ranking is that you can see your progression over time. You can see, oh, a few months ago I could only get over up to a 20, but I've been playing a lot, I've gotten a lot better, and now I'm a 35. So you can see that progression of you actually gaining skill and getting better. If your stuff's just invisible, you have no metric to measure your skill. Even if that metric isn't 100% accurate, it still gives you a feeling of progression. It also doesn't really give you bragging rights, which, I mean, I don't really care about that. That's not something huge to me, but it's a huge thing for a lot of other people. They get that 50 and they want to show it off and, tell all their friends, look what I did. And it gives you this accomplishment and this goal to get to, which really drives people to get better at the game and get more skillful, which drives the community to get better and continue playing. Personally, what I think they're going to do in Halo 4 is to do something similar to the arena, but not quite exact. I'm sure it's going to be tweaked and changed a lot, because clearly it wasn't quite as successful as they made it out to be. It wasn't quite that success, that hit that they really were going for in Halo Reach. But they did learn a lot about the arena. They changed as much as they could and salvaged as much as they could out of that system to change it towards something that's more appealing to players. But, I mean, they can only do so much with it with the in-game settings, and they only have access to so many little knobs that they can tweak back at the headquarters to change how the arena works. So I'm hoping it's a much more elaborate system and gives you a lot more information than it did in Reach about how you're ranking up, how much you need to rank up, and players that are close to you in your rank, similar to how StarCraft does it. StarCraft, you do a few placement matches, doesn't take long, you get put into a division, and that's based on your performance in the matches and how skilled the other players were, things like that. And you can look at the leaderboards when you're placed in this division and see how many points you need to pass these people, and then how many points you need to actually get up into the next division. And then when you win a game and you go up, you see, oh, I was 90th out of 100 now, I'm 80th out of 100, and you keep climbing until you get to the top. You're like, yeah, I'm awesome at the top. What's up? And you win a few games, boom, you get to the next division, and that's an amazing accomplishment because you're at a whole new tier of players, and you work your way up the ladder again, and boom, you get to the next one. Work your way up again, boom, to the next one. It gives you a sense of skill, drive, improvement that you don't get from any other ranking system I've seen. And it also doesn't really encourage selling accounts or doing the whole smurfing thing. People don't do that because in the placement matches, you could just do a few placement matches, be really crappy, and then get into a low division, but then you'd start playing well and you'd very quickly rise back to where you're supposed to be. So you could do that, but it's not really worth the time or worth the money. But anyways, that's going to do it for this video. If you like the video, you can leave a like or a comment, or you can subscribe, because I post new Halo videos every day. Thank you for watching. See you tomorrow. Bye. Also, post in the comments, what do you think? Would you like the invisible ranking system where it's just not even shown, or a better, more improved arena ranking system, or just go back to classic 1 through 50? What would you guys prefer? I want to know. Anyways, see you tomorrow. Bye.